Welcome everyone, this is your host Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly sponsored by Magi-Knights Awakening. This is a Super Sentai and Magical Girl inspired tabletop role-playing game where you confront mythos-like horrors. You will find it in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by Tetris Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop role-playing game where you play as monster girls experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released Daughters of Lamb. This is a pay-what-you-want tabletop role-playing game where you play as cybernetic nuns with guns, looking for the missing pieces of their AI god. You will find it in their website. The links will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This channel is also proudly sponsored by the Red Room Publishing. Please check out their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products. They have recently released Savage Swords. This is a Conan-inspired tabletop role-playing game. This is actually the feature of this video. In this game, you get to explore ancient civilizations and confront forgotten nightmares. You will find it in their website. The link will be in the description and in the pinned comment as well. So tonight, we are continuing the review series, focusing on Savage Swords. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review series, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about the Path of Honor and Infamy. This is one of the most interesting sections of the book in my opinion, when it comes to tying up the mechanics with the theme. The Path is an alternative to traditional alignment systems. In the land of warlords, mercenaries, and forbidden magic, power is seized by the bold and honor is a fleeting luxury. Characters begin in a state of neutrality, with their actions pulling them toward either honor or infamy. The path of honor and infamy is designed for adventurers in a world where strength, cunning, and reputation dictate fate. Characters start with a reputation score of 0. Their actions can move this score between -30, utterly infamous, and +30, paragon of honor, reflecting how they are perceived across the known world. You obtain honor points through acts of valor, loyalty, and noble deeds. You obtain infamy points through treachery, cowardice, and savage cruelty. You have various examples and such nuances concerning this system of infamy and honor. Now, when it comes to milestones on the path marks significant thresholds of reputation. For example, in the case of infamous reputation, at -20, it is blood-stained infamy. Infamous for treachery and cruelty, shunned by most but still feared. In the case of honorable legend, let's say between +20 and +29, hero of legend. A name spoken with admiration. You also have details on the influence on social interactions. The path affects how characters are received across the world. And depending on the situation, the morality of the group, their honor, and their admiration for being infamous. You also have examples of wanted levels for infamous characters. For example, maybe you have a -1 level, -2 in infamy, and the consequences, it's a clean slate unless the background states otherwise. But what if you are between -20 and -30? You are a worldwide villain. Rulers issue kill-on-sight orders against you. Now, in the case of glory levels for honorable characters, between, let's say, +7 and +8, you are celebrated in a town, granted honorary feasts or titles. And between +15 and +16, Entire nations offer military or political alliances. Of course, this goes beyond good and evil. This is more on the acceptance of various cultures, how they look upon your actions. You have the reactions of different common people, warriors, mercenaries, nobles, rulers. There is also the path of virtue and sin, which tracks the spiritual fate of those devoted to the gods. Characters begin at 0, moving towards sainthood or damnation. Again, with positive scores ranging from +1 to +30, and negative scores ranging from -1 to -30. You have details on the actions under moral weight, such as virtue points earned through acts of faith, devotion, and righteous deeds, or sin points accumulated through sacrilege, unholy pacts, and blasphemous actions. You also have details on the influence on fear roll, on the fear rolls, in the case of virtuous influence. Characters with high virtue gain bonuses between +1 to +3 on wits rolls against supernatural terror, as faith strengthens their resolve. And in the case of sinful influence, those with deep corruption gain bonuses between +1 and +3 against supernatural fear, but at the cost of humanity and divine wrath. And this concludes this part of the review series. In the next part, we're going to talk about equipment and acquisition. In the case of these paths, they mostly have to do with the perspectives, the philosophies of various groups and individuals. There is no sort of floating judgment system that is applied to your character based on being good or bad. This mostly has to do on your actions and their impact on the various groups. You could be quite infamous because of your savagery, but in certain circles, that could be admired. It also depends on the various professions. Warriors and mercenaries will surely look upon your actions quite differently, as opposed to, let's say, priests, and perhaps even the common people. So you have all of the guidelines for that here. Thank you for watching this part of the review series. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the Super Thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. And remember, master roleplay and you will master the game. Once again, thank you and see you later.